Hi guys, it's Dynamo here. Been a while. Back with a fresh video. Just this morning, actually, it's not even past 7 a.m. just yet. It's like 6:30 in the morning, people. Anyway, yeah, I'm just shocked and amazed that the government has forced everyone to have smart meters that are really just a big business scam. So this video I've got going on in the background is a little bit different in that I can actually move to where we need to go, but I think I might just upload the raw data as well. So I'll have two videos. One will just be the raw data, and this will be the one with the audio over it. So just a quick sort of thing what we're looking for here. All right. So there's going to be two mouses. Sorry about this. So this is my one. Okay. So basically, when you've got 42% battery or any battery that's usable, you can use to 3,000. That's represented here. When it says discharging, it's represented here. And so at this point right here, this amount could easily be added to this and it would still be under 3,000. And so this is part of how they do their scam. And so I particularly in this morning have put an oil heater on. I've got a normal bar heater and I've got an oil heater on as well. The oil heater is a new smart device heater. It was bought about 2 years ago. And anyway, it had reached temp, and then for no reason at all, what you're seeing here going on in the background, this is my mouse, not that one. I'll try and follow that mouse though, is me pretty much pointing out the scenario. So what I'm doing here is pointing out this, what you see here is what my power consumption happened overnight. So I have it set to charge my battery. If you look in the background, there's the green one. You can sort of see its silhouette in the background. The battery shot right up there, then it used a bit, and then there's another little influx I do so that any power's used, there's a little bit, because it's cheaper at this time of night when you buy the power. So that's why I do this. And that way, when the morning starts, my battery has a lot of power available to be used. And so the whole qualm here is that we're watching them charge me grid consumption. And at the time right now, we're actually here in the timeline. It's not coming up. And so that was the first thing when I started researching, was the first thing I discovered. So just quickly, we'll just stop there. You notice that said 207, so 2.07 of usage. And what we're going to watch is that's going to go up. In fact, it was probably lower before. I could zoom back and check. So just carrying on with this video, that's all part of what I need to prove here. So I can go back. Let's go back. I'll see what I can find. So here we are. We're pretty close because when I start the videos nowadays, I go and pretty much do that first off. So here we are. No, it is 207, right? And then we've got this feed in here. And so what you're going to look here, there'll be nothing on the feed in. Look, nothing. And this is the case even before the sun's come up. Every morning, it'll have like a 0.01, you know. And so that represents what we've already been over on the table there. We were briefly looking at too. So we'll just shoot forward again. And so here they are. They're doing this. And so basically, if you ask me what they are doing, is I was using my power from my system. However, they've got this RF thing because of something I purchased. And see, they want to turn everything we buy into smart things. So it does this bullcrap to rip everyone off. And anyway, that sends a radio frequency saying, hey, I'm using this power. And then it goes, oh, you're using grid consumption. No, you're not. You're using the power out of your own battery. They've made up a bullcrap radio frequency metering something or other. And so that's all good and done and whatever, but which just to me says, you know, this could be malfunctioning, data reliant on the network, blah blah blah, because this is what they hide behind. You know, it's all that. But when it comes through on your inverter as bona fide, because the inverter, which is that graph we looked at, that's all bona fide on-site data. And so I'll show you when we get to an inverter, I can look at the imprint of which is alleged, And I can actually show you that the calculation that's resulted in them charging me grid consumption is false. Because this system, when you understand that when you use the power, it can go up to 3,000, then anything they've tampered with is effectively hijacking your system and then causing you to pay more for it. And so this is disgusting. So I'll just pause it here. So what I'm saying is that I'm now using my battery as per normal, as I would normally, and it shouldn't cost me a cent. Now I charge this battery up at night time at a cheaper rate in order to use the power now. And now that I've gone about using it, because of the devices in my home and how they use this crap meter, this scam meter or shark meter, is it sends an RF frequency where I get no power usage, right? But it's based on my power usage. So it's a complete and utter lie. And yeah, it's a scam. And you know, you want to call it clever, you want to call it whatever. It's a freaking scam. And same again with the feed-in. Every bloody morning there's been a feed-in when there is absolutely no proof of it. And for me, that is alarm bells enough to say that this is not worth certifying as what they call a certified meter. And this is the whole scam that the government and the whole industry hide behind. Because as soon as you get onto it like I have and like I'm doing, because I'm a data analysis, I'm an old school mobile phone account manager, you know, I'm all over data usage, SMSs, you name it. That used to be my thing. I'd ring you up, I'd tell you what's going on in your life with your phone, I'd get you a better phone, and I'd save you money. And you'd be able to use your phone more. That's what I used to do for a living before all the jobs got sent to India, where they pay someone what I would make in a day in commissions. Anyway, no, I'm absolutely disgusted in what I'm witnessing here. And to say that it's done in the name of the environment is one of the most despicable and disgusting things. And, you know, they incentivize it with what? With our tax money. I mean, this is one of the this is the most disgusting form of corruption that I've ever seen in my life. Because what you don't understand is the degradation of your society as a result. We've already got one of the worst statistics in the world for domestic violence. And now you want to make it the children were already cold. Now they're bloody freezing, and now their parents are jumping up and down because of the bills. I tell you, if I were king, heads would be rolling and the guillotines would have been returned quite a while ago. And I would have started with most of the politicians. Gutless wonders, letting them do this. Disgrace. Absolute disgrace. I'm just going to skip through this video a bit faster, guys, to just point out the blatant, I mean, right through this, okay? This goes on for quite some time. The full video, I'll upload the raw, it goes for 14 minutes. And basically this whole time, they are skimming, making up bull crap off a radio frequency in which cha-ching, and you know what it sounds like to them? It sounds like this, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. It's money going through a frickin' register out of my bank account, out of your utility bill. Like it exactly a direct debit, and you've got no say whatsoever. The Ombudsman won't back you up. SA Power won't back you up. ACCC won't back you up. The Office of the Technical Reg, none of them. Even the business people. It's all a load of, it's a massive scam. And it's because it's greased with international money, and this is corruption. Because what all of you don't understand is We've got one of the greatest networks of power that can provide for us in the world. Why? Because we're in Australia, one of the sunniest places on the planet. And the amount of bloody solar panels we've put on our roofs that was incentivized in the name of the government, environment, with our tax money for them to make up a capitalistic style profiting market of exchange from the power we provide, then to turn around and to charge us to rent the equipment we own, because that's what they've done. And then to start charging you for the power that you've already paid for. And I allege, and it wouldn't surprise me one little bit, because I've monitored this stuff enough to watch the changes, they're even charging you for the power coming straight in on the panels. And how are they doing it? It's all through the, no, I better not swear. They call it smart. It's not smart. It's a shark to your innocent baby in a bathtub. That's what it is. And I mean, how much does the whole room have to be painted red before everyone realizes what's going on? Right, so we'll just quickly analyze this a little bit. Just go back here because I want to finish this video anyway. So I've just refreshed in real time. So here we are. Pause. So okay, so look, it's gone up. So it's gone up to 2.0. 0.10. So it's gone up 0.03. Okay. Also, the feed-in's gone by 0.02. So whatever's been happening, when I had all that I've been doing was living off battery, they've somehow hijacked it, charged me grid consumption of power that I already paid them for, and I've never fallen into a scenario where I've needed any power from the grid whatsoever. And see, this is the scariest bit of it all. And I will highlight it because it'll come up because I know how important it is. But just looking here, so remember these two part of the pattern from earlier? They charged the battery up, and here it is with that little spike again. Well, look here, they've added grid consumption. Now I will scroll over this, you watch. There's no way I'd leave that undetected. Here, boom. Okay, so now what I need to explain to you is at this point, the battery's at 42%, right? Now the load is 1.66. Now, the load from the battery goes to 3,000. So 3.00. It's actually a little bit higher. So there is absolutely no way on God's green earth that I would have been charged anything whatsoever. But look what they've done here. They've charged me 0.34 kilowatt. So this is a complete malfunction that profits them. Or you could say a hijacking of your equipment. All right, let's just carry on. Because I think I highlight it more so because that's the smaller of the hump. Or maybe that's it. Maybe I only get the smaller of the hump. Either way, this is proof that they are scamming us. Absolutely absurd. And if you don't know, they had to create a whole new industry. They sold off the metering of the smart meters from Origin Energy here in Adelaide to a company called IntelliHub or Acumen Metering. And you ring them up. They're the metering company that are doing these scam. They're running it. The company was bought by the same Canadians that greased the government with $2 billion to install smart meters. Oh, and they tried to release it in the current industry under the water and energy, but it got superseded by the preceding act. So it got grayed out, and I believe because it's this scam with the smart meters, they wouldn't let it happen. And so they had to see how they do it. They create a whole new industry. And even the act is, look, you try and ring and speak to the energy commissioner, whose extension is linked to the OTRs, right? And they answer it. They announce the name. What was it? I can't remember her name now, but I've got recordings of all this, where she's basically saying that she's the receptionist. Where on the website it says that she is the minister for it or whatever. I mean, you can't make this up. It's the biggest rort I've ever seen in my life. And it really, the thing that bothers me is that we're a bountiful country. You know, we've got a lot of talented people here. We've earned our position in a global economy, and now that this, globalization, one government sort of flu has hit the world, that we're not being like a country like Poland and enforcing law. Instead, we're letting illegal activity run rife. And this is the goose that lays the golden egg. So effectively, if they do it too much, there will not be a golden egg left, or there'll be no way that there'll be no money to provide for it, because they'll just take all the money out of the country. And that's it. It's this type of war that happens when people don't even know what happened, and that's what they're all about. So I'm right at the end here. Here we go. So here's the conclusion of the video. So my battery's down to 35%. In my opinion, I shouldn't have given them at any point or used any power or given them anything anywhere along the way, and for it to have done so was a system malfunctioning or hijacked. All right, so here's the final bit. So there we are. It's gone up to 2.16. Now remember, when we started it was 2.07. Also, the feed-in has gone up as well. And as you saw, and the thing that shocked me the worst, and I'm being dead honest here, when I saw them input onto the inverters table the corruption, because that is a straight calculation that shows it's wrong. That's when I contacted the OTR and everyone and said, look, they're absolutely, this is a scam. And you know what, they turn around, they say, oh, well, no, the smart meter is a certified metering device. And that whatever I'm looking at, which right here, this is the data from the inverter. What does that mean? Well, the inverter is a very expensive piece of kit. It changes the energy from a different radio frequency. Effectively, all this stuff is just a concentration of energy frequency. And so what this does, it changes it from the panels, which is DC current, into AC, make it usable in your house, right? When this happens, everything is highly scrutinized. Because inverters, you can buy high quality ones that have a very small loss of energy in that translation when that happens. What I'm trying to say is this is completely bona fide data. There is nothing false. It's got zero interference. And yet the government say that it's not certified. So the arrogance of the government to be like that is just disgusting. And then to have it that, they've let these powers come into our country and do this to us. And in many cases, they've just left office. They've passed this stuff through law. They probably got a massive, grease slide to slip down to their morality. That they're probably all living it up have an eggs Benedict every morning, fine dining. Sorry, it just makes me sick that these people have been allowed to do this. Anyway, all right, it's Dynamo switching off, guys. Thanks. Like, subscribe, share to your friends. Let's get the word out there, and hopefully there's going to be some way that we can stop the tyrants, because let's face it, the environment needs us for the future of our progeny. And so why should these people ruin our life's work in our country by allowing them to milk us dry of our money through a utility which we paid for? And when you understand who Monsanto is, and the cigarette industry, the sugar industry, and the money and the power behind what we're dealing, we might not be able to win. That said, we can certainly do our best to try and stop it. And I would expect that we'd have their act and industry they've put into place removed. And all of the smart meters are removed as well. They're easy to remove. They're not hard. It can be done in 10 minutes. Because another thing is we don't actually need them. So look here how much they're charging me when my battery would have been able to provide that. Okay, guys, take care. Bye.